up? What's going on? Hey, what's up with you? How you? Happy Saturday. It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What's up, fam? It's Saturday, man. It's Saturday out this joint, man. What we doing, man? Where we at today, fam? Where we going, man? Let's go hit the park, you know what I'm saying? Let's go hit the bar, man. Let's go mess with the girlies, you know what I mean? Let's see what's going on. You hear me? Let's go hit the car wash. Let's get the car nice and clean. Man, they jamming down that joint. They got the music playing, everybody rocking out. Man, open your blinds. You know what I'm saying? Open your shades and your curtains and let the sun shine in. I don't know about y'all, but when I wake up in the morning, especially on a Saturday morning, and I open them blinds and that sun say, what's up? How you doing? Come through, blazing through. I feel like I got a blank piece of paper in front of me. Another day to be great again. I might have messed up yesterday. I might have did some things I ain't too happy about yesterday. I might have smacked somebody yesterday. But guess what? I got the whole new day today to make up for that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, whatever I was working on yesterday, and I might have couldn't get it right yesterday. Today, I feel good, and I might just get it right, and you should feel the same way, too. And besides, you put that work in. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the fam. So, yeah, man. I just want everybody to go out there and enjoy your weekend. Silver Salamo in the building. What's up, fam? And y'all already know, thumbs up as you pull up. Thumbs up as you pull up. Share, and rock those bells. So every time the homie uploads, you're right here with me, man. Now, word on the curb is we got something to talk about this morning. Word on the curb. Mike, what's up, Mike? There go my main man. Mike, what's going on, Mike? I'm hearing things, Mike. I'm hearing things, man. It never was alive if he didn't fight Pacquiao when they were both on the same side. You know this was more smoke screen. Hey, man, what have I been saying all along, Mike? What have I been saying all along? Y'all know I've never been on this train. You know what I'm saying? I got my brother in the building. Good morning to you, homie. What's up with you, man? D-Lo 44 boxing up in this joint, man. What's up with you, homie? Everybody that hears the sound of my voice, check this channel out right here, man. Very informative channel right here. Gives you an honest POV. That's my main man right there. Salute to you. Good morning, man. Good morning, man. That investor side, what money? Yeah, man, what money? They talking about supposed to be oil money, supposed to be this money. Let's talk about this, fam. Let's get to the details of this. So, of course, I'm sure y'all already seen the news. I mean, it's going to be the hot topic. Everybody's going to take their opportunity to take a shot at Bud Crawford. We already know that's coming. All right, so just expect it, and it is what it is. But the word on the curb, Michael Coppinger coming out last night. I seen this last night, and I put it in Mainman Mademan's boxing form. Coming out last night on his Twitter, sharing the message that got the boxing world turned upside down, and that is this. Sources, the proposed Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford welterweight title fight pegged for June 5th appears all but dead after the funding from Abu Dabi investors never came through. And then he says that well, he went on a little bit more after that, but don't worry about it. But basically, in a nutshell, the money ain't never come through from Abu Dhabi. So the mystery money from the Middle East didn't show up. Here we go again around the merry-go-round. Now, y'all already know, once again, from where I'm standing, I never believed that this would come to fruition. Now, would I have liked to have been proven wrong? 100%. Would I have liked for Terence Crawford to secure the Manny Pacquiao fight? All day. And keep in mind, fight fans, ain't nothing official about this. Now, we got to keep in mind that Michael Coppinger, at least as of lately, well, he's been in a hot seat. You know what I'm saying? He's been in a hot seat, and he's been having to retract some things. And it's sad because, you know, ever since the news then got out that Michael Coppinger pretty much is in Eddie Hearn's pocket, like entities has been coming at him. So when y'all understand, when these reporters or whoever gets outed that you siding with this person or you siding with that entity or whatever, then the other entities are going to go at him. They're going to try to discredit him, because discrediting him is not just discrediting Coppinger, but you discrediting who you working for. You know, you see Leonard Ellaby coming out here. Oh, well, you're wrong. You're totally wrong. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? You see Eddie Hearn coming out here. Well, I had to text Michael Coppinger like you put the cart before the horse by dropping that announcement, my man. And now Coppinger was the one that came out with that major athletics article coming out explaining the whole Abu Dhabi and everything situation and how everything was working itself out. Who was he taking orders from then, huh? Riddle me that. So now everyone's coming at cops. So he got to make sure he's getting it right. You know what I'm saying? But I never thought that this was ever really, to me, real talk. Well, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back to the beginning of this. First off, why does everybody feel as though that this was a sure thing? I'm sure y'all gonna say, well, we heard Bob Arum say it, man. You heard him on Barbershop. He said that he had a big announcement to make. The announcement never came. Fast forward, you got Brian Bomac McIntyre over there on Town Business Channel. We're going to be out here June 5th in the Middle East. That's where the bag of money is at. No opponent was named from Bomac, though. He ain't named nobody. But he said, yo, we going to the Middle East for the big bag of money. So this added more steam to it, right? So everybody really like, damn, yo, it's going on. Now, I try to drop little breadcrumbs and little hints here and there for the fam just to show what could be actually going on behind the scenes. And I believe a couple things are going on. You got to understand, Terence Crawford is in a position where he's on his last fight, possibly with Top Rank. Leaving Top Rank has never been easy for anyone. Leaving Top Rank has never been easy for anyone, especially if you are a world champion. Which means that if I'm going to leave this entity, I got to get some leverage. And I got to get leverage on you, Bob. So I'm going to hold you to your word. When you tell me something, you know I got you under $1 million penalty. You told me you could secure Manny Pacquiao for whatever reason. I didn't go to nobody in the Middle East. You said that that connection is there and everything going to work out, and that's exactly what I want. I've been wanting it for years. And you know I've been wanting this fight for years. You let him get away back in the day to your admittance that you didn't make the fight, Bob. So now, of course, you know, hey, I'm holding you to your word. And if you don't honor your word, I can prove incompetence. I can walk right out my deal that much more easier. So, of course, you go back to, once again, the Kell Brook fight, post-fight interview. What happens there? Terence Crawford says Manny Pacquiao at the same exact time that Bob Arum says Errol Spence Jr., which means that they were on separate pages. So what I see and what I've been seeing in this situation is a fighter holding his promoter's feet to the fire and not letting them be screwed over. You said you can do this, Bob. You said that this was going to happen, Bob. You said it. And now you're trying to put it on Pacquiao and his people like they dropped the ball. We ain't going like that. Let's go back. Let's go back to this right here. Right after, this was sometime last year. This was a quote taken from Bob Arum sometime last year. I think this was right after the Kell Brook and Terence Crawford fight. And he was speaking on, of course, Pacquiao and Terence Crawford. And this is what Bob Arum had to say at the time. The money was there. It had been committed. It was a fight that was going to take place last winter in a country in the Middle East, reportedly Qatar. And then the Minister of Health of that country says, you can't do it because I can't guarantee that we'll allow spectators due to the situation increasing worldwide. So back then, he tried to make, and this is before the whole Pacquiao move came, and we're going to get there. But this is Bob Arum on his own merits, saying, well, you know, I've been talking to him, and we got it. But the money is right there. The money is right there. We're right there. We're right there, man. And you said you want Pacquiao. I'm working on it. Look at that, man. You know, it's right there. We're almost right there. If it wasn't for this situation, man, I would have this for you. Just give it a little time, let the situation ease up, and then we'll get right back to it, right? This is Bob Arum's words. And then you fast forward a little bit more. You go down the yellow brick road some more, and then what we get to? We get to Manny Pacquiao. We get to Manny Pacquiao signing an agreement with Paradigm Sports. Who runs Paradigm Sports? Audi Attar, that's his name. And he is the manager of Conor McGregor. He runs the whole outfit. And when talks came out a little while ago about some people coming out interfering in Pacquiao's business, old associates of Manny Pacquiao trying to interfere in his business and say what's going on. Well, guess who came right out and shut it down? Paradigm Sports, right? No one outside of Paradigm Sports is involved in any way with the management of Senator Pacquiao's boxing career at this time. Attar added. Anyone falsely representing themselves as Senator Pacquiao's manager or representative as it relates to his remaining fight career may face legal repercussions. So this management outfit, Paradigm, based out of the Middle East, based out of Abu Dabi. Well, they got total control of Manny Pacquiao right now. Now, remember when Manny first signed with Paradigm Sports? This is what we got. I'm about to show y'all something. When Manny first signed with Paradigm Sports, let me cut my camera on real quick. This is what we saw, fam. This is the poster that Kevin Aioli got from Manny Pacquiao's people right here. This was the talk of the town. So it made sense that if Manny Pacquiao is with Paradigm based out of the Middle East and he's linking up with Conor McGregor, where I don't see PBC's name on this nowhere. This was originally going to be the plan. I don't see PBC's name on here nowhere, do y'all? Funny. I don't see PBC anywhere. I see Manny Pacquiao attempting to go towards Conor McGregor, right? So that was the plan. Conor McGregor loses. Conor McGregor gets knocked out by, what's the dude, Poirier, Justin Poirier, I think it was his name. Conor McGregor loses. The luster from the Conor McGregor fight is now gone. But however, Bob Arum knows that Manny Pacquiao is still sitting over there in the Middle East with Paradigm. And so what does Bob Arum do? Well, he kind of fudges things a little bit. The talk goes from, well, I'm talking to the people in Qatar to Manny Pacquiao's people are the ones responsible for making this deal go down. So he's saying that I'm just waiting now on Pacquiao and his people to get it together. And then I'll let Bud know that, hey, you know, they say that they can find $50 million in the Middle East. We getting 10. He gets 40 and everything works out. Bob ain't got to do no work. Just like he got Eddie Hearn running around the world trying to secure their fight. Same thing. So he relied allegedly on Manny Pacquiao. So now Bob is probably in a position where he can sit back and say, it wasn't me. I didn't do this. I tried to make it happen. Pacquiao and them didn't want it. How does it look on Bob Arum penalty-wise if he can say, I tried to do everything, but they didn't want it? The same way he said about Errol Spence Jr. Well, we want it. Al wants it. Earl doesn't want it, right? That's what he said. So Bob now is in a situation where he can now blame Pacquiao. It's Pacquiao's fault. I tried to do everything in my power. Dang, they didn't want the fight. And now no investors are coming out. Now Pacquiao's people said a couple weeks ago, and people thought that it wasn't real talk. Y'all even jumped on me about it. Well, man. Pacquiao's people came out and said this is nothing but a money-making scheme from Bob Arum and Pacquiao's former people. Everyone ignored it. And I thought that was real talk after I vetted that article, and I thought it was real talk because what it seems like is Bob Arum is trying to do the same thing that happened with Teo and as well as, like I said before, other fighters that he sent over to DAZN, for example, like Vasil Lomachenko. He sent them over to DAZN to fight Luke Campbell and got a check for it. Sent Teofimo Lopez over to Triller to fight whoever and got a check for it. And fight Cambosos, he get a check for it. Well, guess what? And they pay for your fighter. Well, how about I send Terence Crawford on over and y'all pay for him too and let me get a check for it? I can't sell him nowhere else. I don't know how. And that was the plan, I think. And so we predicated all of this based upon allegedly Manny Pacquiao going to find a bag of money. $40 million, $50 million for Terence Crawford. Meanwhile, I go back and I just take a short glance, a short Google search, and I remember that Manny Pacquiao did a poll a little while ago. Put all of these names on the poll and left Errol Spence Jr.'s name off the poll. I remember Manny Pacquiao going to Spence and Mikey Garcia and having no interest in Errol Spence. However, there's news articles leaking out this morning. I understand, it's maybe him and Errol Spence Jr. But I knew he had no interest then, and it was all about Mikey. Then all of a sudden, Mikey coming out, oh, we were finalized. We were just like right there. We were an eyelash away from making this deal. Then the situation happened in the world. Then all of a sudden, time passes, and then Mikey's back training mysteriously, not giving no name of no opponent. The last interview we heard about Mikey was saying that, yo, we were still back in the talks with Manny, and we still like right there. We just waiting for certain things to change. Then the Crawford stuff comes out. And now Manny Pacquiao's name is being spoken on. So I got Mikey Garcia believing that the Manny Pacquiao fight is real talk. And I got Terence Crawford and Bob Arum sitting back hoping that Manny Pacquiao go find them $10 million to make a fight happen. And I'm supposed to believe that from a fighter that's never really wanted no smoke from seem like Errol or Terence. I'm supposed to believe he all of a sudden got a heart of gold. He's going to go out there and find $10 million for Terence Crawford. That's why I was trying to explain to y'all, bro, things are not adding up. And what it seems to me is going on. They are holding Bob Arum's feet to the fire. You said what you can do. We want you to do what you said on paper. And we're going to hold you to that. See, the thing y'all got to understand is that I have a hard time believing that Bob Arum just allows Terence Crawford to walk out the door with a WBO title around his waist, which means that Terence Crawford may need some leverage to walk out of that top rank situation. And it ain't no better leverage than proving Bob Arum to be incompetent. I think that's where we were always at from the jump. Now, people may say, what's next, man? What's next? What's next? What's next? I'm going to say this, though. Manny Pacquiao needs to go. Manny Pacquiao, yes, right, Pacquiao Nation. Much love to the good senator, great fighter, Hall of Famer all day. Manny needs to go. Manny needs to go because, see, Manny been playing games. Now, I get it. It ain't Manny's fault that these kids, these fighters are waiting for him to make a move before they make a move. I understand that. And I'm going to get to the comments in a minute, fam. But at the end of the day, he needs to go because he does have that effect on these fighters, unfortunately. And ain't nothing moving. Everyone's watching him. And I don't like that, man. And he playing games. He clout chasing like crazy. People don't want to say that because he's Manny Pacquiao. I get it. Who does Manny Pacquiao have to clout chase? He has a country behind him. Yeah, he got a country over in the Philippines. But when it comes to America, Jack, he needs to clout chase a little bit to keep his name hot. Y'all love him out there, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to here, yeah, you better keep your name hot. And what does he do? Attach it to Conor McGregor, attach it to Floyd Mayweather, even attach it to Canelo Alvarez, attach it to Errol Spence Jr., attach it to Mikey Garcia, attach it to Ryan Garcia, and now attaching it to Terence Bud Crawford. All blazing hot names. Now, some people may say, well, man, you're looking at this wrong. Some people may say, well, man, they clout chasing him. I find it hard to believe when this dude has went through all of these names. I mean, posters with him and Conor McGregor. That's the fight that he wanted, just like he wanted Floyd. Manny on a money grab. So I just think he's doing a bunch of clout chasing, and nobody don't want to put that at his feet. Yes, he mentioning all of these names, knowing damn well he ain't had no intentions on fighting these dudes. Knowing damn well he gonna probably end up at Mikey Garcia. Why? I have no idea. Maybe it's a big name fight, they think. And he can make a good certain amount of money off it, whatever. It ain't gonna have that much excitement to it. I just don't think so. But he clout chasing. And y'all don't want to say that. You know what I mean? He clout chasing. Let me see what the fam talking about. Much love to each and every one of y'all, man. Salute the life with Adrian in the super chat, man. Much love to your family, and I appreciate you, man. My brother, keep grinding. Thank you for that motivation, man. That's motivation right there, man. Much love, man, and I really appreciate you, man. Real spill, man. Real spill. D-Lo says, yo, man, it's hard to believe mostly anything that Bob says about today's boxing. I agree. You got to take his words with a grain of salt. This man is just, there were people believing his word, right? This don't line up to me. You got a few weeks prior to him coming out on Barbershop and giving this announcement and how much he was so willing to, make this fight happen. But he was just a few weeks prior saying he didn't want to have anything to do with Terence Crawford. How do you make a turnaround like that? I don't want to have nothing to do with him. I let Todd DeBuff handle his situation. If somebody want to come and get him, they can come and get him. I mean, he had a lot of stuff to say. And then all of a sudden, he had a change of heart, and he going to give Terence Crawford everything he's asked for. And see, I think that the Crawford side know that Bob Arum is playing. They know this, and they're going to hold him accountable. See, you go back to the Bomac interview, what he did on Town Business. And another thing, I didn't speak on this when I talked about it, but I found it a little funny that Bomac on one hand said, oh, well, we're going to get the fight in the Middle East and everything is lining up and it looked like we're going to do this. But then on the other hand, say, yeah, in October, we're going to sit down and evaluate our contract and go with the highest network that bids the most money. So you telling Bob Arum, listen to this now. He's saying that on one hand, yeah, Bob is going to give us the Middle East fight with Manny Pacquiao, big bag of money, world title fight, all this notoriety. And then we're going to turn around and negotiate in October with the highest network bidder. Does that sound like it adds up to y'all in Bob Arum's world? Does that sound like to me that they're dropping some jewels out here in the public and letting Bob Arum and putting him on point and letting them know we watch everything you're doing and we remember everything you said. And when the time comes for the rubber to meet the road on whether we can walk up out of here with no crap, that's exactly what's going to happen because you ain't keeping your word. Bob Arum came out a little while ago and said that Terence Crawford is going to be stuck with him for how long? To the end of his career or something like to that effect. Well, they're going to need some leverage if Bob Arum feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to need some leverage. I believe that Mikey was always the target. I don't think that Manny Pacquiao never took his eyes off Mikey, in my opinion. I always believed that Mikey was the target. Mikey ain't just sitting around. He didn't put the cheeseburgers down. He didn't put his little toys down to come back and just fight. He coming back for that Pacquiao fight. And he know what he been told. Mikey the kind of dude, I got to give, he's real good at keeping secrets. Mikey will sit back and just go in that gym. Oh, yeah, well, I heard Manny Pacquiao was talking about Ryan Garcia. Oh, that's what's up, Everybody's in the running for that fight, Ain't no telling where it might go, Mikey know damn well. So this is unfortunate. This is a very unfortunate situation, but we all knew, man. Look, man, Manny Pacquiao in the Middle East has been associated for so long together. It's easy to come up with this type of thing and say, well, this can be happening. I told y'all during Mayweather. Remember during the Mayweather negotiations, what did he do when Mayweather was stalling? He called up Amir Khan and said, let's go call the Middle East and let's sit down and have a fight. They had this big meeting. Pictures are everywhere about it. Video is still up about it. They had this big meeting at a restaurant or something. All of these news cameras around because they thought that they were going to secure some Middle East funding for their fight until Floyd Mayweather, that woke him up and he came back to the table. Remember, in Jeff Horn's situation, like I said, Bob wanted to fight in Australia, the rematch. Manny didn't. He wanted it somewhere else in the Middle East. Manny has never had a problem with talking to these Middle Eastern folks, and he's been trying to do it for a long time. Go back to his Lucas Matisse fight where he did it on his own. He sought investors on his own. Him and his people, they got connections to investors, and now that he's with Paradigm, you don't think he got connections? Bob is trying to get it. He's trying, but ain't nothing lining up, and there ain't no freaking way that he was going to get at the Terence Crawford. Just wasn't going to happen, I believe. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Mike? What you talking about? Yeah, we're going to get to this one right here, too, this 154 talk. I knew when I saw him balking up, it's not for 154. It's for Porter. Everyone knows in their camp, what's up? Stop lying to the fans, making the fighter look bad like he's down with it. And that's my whole deal. You think it's Porter? I mean, now, it could be Porter. I don't deny that. I never denied it. Like I always told y'all, the two fighters that had the highest, I believe, the highest percentage to secure this fight was Shawn Porter and Custio Clayton. I still believe that Custio Clayton is still in the lead. You know what I'm saying? Now that we know this, Shawn Porter. Let's go to Shawn Porter. Now, Shawn Porter, I just don't trust Shawn Porter. Now, we know that Terence Crawford says, well, when this situation falls through, you just stand by because I'll be looking at you and you playing with me now. So we are hoping that Terence Crawford then now turns to Shawn Porter. Or should I say Shawn Porter, wake the fuck up and stop playing diva. The offer should go to Shawn Porter, but I just don't trust Porter. Some people, they say, well, give Porter what he wants. 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. I say give him what he wants too, but it's a business and I know what it is. He is a man with no land. He is not this great big time draw. Bob Arum is cheap as hell. Why would Bob Arum do overwhelming favors for a Terence Crawford on the way out the door? Ask yourself these questions, boxing fans. So in Shawn Porter's case, are they willing to commit the amount of money that he wants? He already said 2 million was an insult, so they got to go higher. He doesn't want to accept what he accepted against Errol Spence Jr. Shawn Porter has interviews out here saying that he is in the #1 position and they got to pay him to step aside because he feels like he's the mandatory. Now, this situation, Shawn Porter pricing himself out, yeah, all day. But here's another thing that I also wonder about this. Bob Arum got a lot of leverage with the WBO. He can lean on them to make an order. He can lean on the WBO to make an order. He has a lot of connections with him. He got a lot of champions with the WBO, and we all know it. He hasn't done that. I find that funny. He hasn't flipped that switch and applied pressure to Shawn Porter. Force the order. Force Shawn Porter to get the hell out the way if he don't want it. And if Shawn Porter says, well, I want the fight, but I'm just not accepting your offer, force the purse bid. It's a simple solution. You force the purse bid. If Bob wanted to put his foot on this gas, he can. I don't know what the hell is the holdup with that. Force Shawn Porter on the record. Either fight or flight. If you force the order, Shawn Porter will be forced to say, well, I'm not accepting that, and get the hell out the way if you don't want to accept what you accept in the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Or Shawn Porter can wise up and do a Brian Castano. Now, can he? We just talked about this, fam, bam. Could he not do a Brian Castano? What stops Shawn Porter doing exactly what Brian Castano did? What stops him? What stops him? Nothing does. He can walk across the street, say, yo, order the purse bid, force ESPN to kick in more dollars, force PBC to raise the number up some, to force ESPN to kick that fight back over. These networks are going to want that fight. Then force them to bid against each other. You force Fox or PBC or whoever representing you to kick in some dollars, which will force the other side to kick in dollars, and so on and so forth, and you get a higher purse. What stops Shawn Porter from doing that? Nothing. But it's Bud Crawford's fault. How can Bud, as the champion, duck a freaking mandatory? Riddle me that. Without vacating. Bud can't order his own mandatory now, can he? It's up to Shawn Porter. Bud is the champion. It's like, okay, you know where I'm at. You know how to find me. The question is, are you going to apply yourself, Shawn Porter? Are you going to do something, or are you just going to sit back and keep riding public perception all the way to your WBC mandatory? Is that what you're going to keep doing? I'm not going to accept that deal. I'm not going to accept that deal, but they got to pay me, man. I'm still the #1 spot, but I don't want that deal. I don't want this deal. What you going to do? So people say Shawn Porter should be next. I love that fight. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I think Bud gonna stop that man all day. I got my brother in the building, Felix Nunez, in that super chat. Much love to the fam. Much love. I agree. Pac is just messing up the sport at this point. Man, get out the way, Pacquiao. Get out the way, fam. Because, dog, like, if you want to go do a spectacle fight, like, put him in there with one of the YouTubers. Put him in there with one of the old school fighters. Put him in there with Oscar. Him and Oscar can do something. You know what I'm saying? Put him in there with Oscar. And you know what, y'all? I'm going to say this side note, man. I'm mad that Oscar apologized, dog. Like, Oscar shouldn't have apologized, man. That was the best part of the show, man. Oscar had the show lit. You don't apologize. Man, don't be apologizing for nothing, Oscar. Let your nuts hang. Have a good time. You are great. Do what you want to do. You worth over 400 million. But anyway, at the end of the day, man, you know, Pac just got to get out the way because he holding up the division. You know what I'm saying? He holding up the division. Errol Spence is not waiting. He's moved on. Errol Spence is doing exactly what he needs to do. I'm glad that Errol Spence Jr. is moving on with his career. He's gathering belts, which is a great thing, I believe. I think I want him to put all of those belts in one place. See, this is what y'all need to get, fam, because this is what people are going to try to do. They're going to try to link A with B. Nah, it don't work that way. At the end of the day, let's keep this. There's a thick line between Errol Spence Jr. situation and what's going on with Terence Crawford and Porter and Manny and all. That don't mean one does have nothing to do with the other. I hear folks running around. Oh, yeah, well, if he don't do this and then Earl gonna have all the leverage now, this don't change shit. Let's not get this twisted. I don't care. I told y'all the other day, I don't care who Crawford fights. If he walks away from his next fight, no matter who it is, with the WBO title, nothing changes. Nothing changes. I don't give a damn if he beats Manny from pillar to post. Guess what? They still gonna come out saying the same thing the next day. Nothing changes. You think the other side gonna come out and say, well, you know, now that he beat Manny Pacquiao, you know, we might got to give him a little bit more money. Bull crap. Bull crap. I don't believe it for a second. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Doesn't really matter. So I'm glad to know that Earl is moving on and going to get those belts. Because at the end of the day, whatever happened with these next set of fights, Earl's still going to be in the same position, and that is almost undisputed. That doesn't change. He's still going to be a unified champion. That doesn't change. You can run around and be a unified champion and get tagged by sanctioning fees all you want. That don't change. Leverage is leverage, and the leverage is the belt. And as long as Terence Crawford has that belt and he possesses the other half to the biggest fight in boxing, nothing changes. I don't give a damn. Let's just say, and I don't believe it for a second, but let's just go to the land of make believe. He fights Josecito Lopez. Guess what? Nothing changes. Guess what? He fights Devin Haney. Nothing changes. Guess what? He fights Deontay Wilder. Nothing changes. It's all going to be the same talking points. Y'all don't seem to get that. One has nothing to do with the other. So while Earl is over there doing what Earl does best, and that's kick some ass, get belts, do your thing, bruh. You make them put them all in one place. You put them all in one place. Earl is out here working. I like it. He still ain't got like Crawford yet. He still ain't left the division. He still ain't moved up. He still ain't became undisputed. He still has never became a lineal champion, and he still has never became number one pound for pound, but he is working his way up that ladder. He is working his way up that ladder. So let Earl do what Earl do, and I'm happy that he's doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But ain't shit changing. Let's not get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go down some and catch up with y'all a little bit. KP from KC5 in the building. What's up with you? He say, yo, man, Scam Daddy is doing his thing, and we all know this. Yeah, we know it. We've been knowing it from the jump. I try to leave clues for the fam, and I didn't want to let everybody down all hard because y'all really was hoping on this. But we kind of, and take in mind, fam, ain't nothing official. This is Mike Coppinger and a couple articles being printed. Who knows? Things can change. But I hope, I'm just glad that they're clarifying things more so people can know exactly where we stand. You know what I mean? All of these lies, all of these smoke and mirrors, man. You know what I'm saying? Mikey is very calculated. I'm not buying that. Exactly. Mikey is very calculated. Mikey just going to stop doing what he's doing after making $7 million with Jesse Vargas, sitting back, eating cheeseburgers, sit back, riding in his favorite Ferraris, doing all of that, enjoying the good life. He going to stop doing all of that to come back and fight an unknown person. When he's made it clear what his terms are like. He wants to get paid and he wants notoriety. Simple. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like you, fam. Calculated. Lawrence RBE in that super chat. Much love to the family, man. What's up with you? Earl gets 3, in my honest opinion. it does add more sizzle to the Bud fight. Winner takes all the belts. I will say that Earl will have a bigger leverage with more belts 3-1. I can't agree with that, Lawrence. I mean, I look, I hear what you're saying, and I hear what everyone is saying about this leverage argument. And it's the traditional argument. I get it. The guy draws more, the guy got more belts. So it seems to you that it would just make perfect sense that he should be getting the lion's share of whatever. And I disagree. And the reason being, because like I always go to, business is all about leverage. It's never about fairness and who deserves. It's about what leverage do I have over you. And for a very long time, Errol Spence Jr. did have the leverage as the bigger draw, as the guy that come from the bigger state, as the guy that's blazing. His name is just popping in general. That makes perfect sense until Undisputed came into play. Now the terms change. You stalled so long, Earl, with Lil Mike, and you chose not to face Crawford on a voluntary, and you chose to take the easy route. So now you've stalled so long where you've given Crawford leverage. Now he has the last piece to your puzzle, and you can't get your puzzle complete without going through him, which means he can charge you anything he wants. Why do you think that Shawn Porter? Why do y'all think that Shawn Porter felt like he can boss up the way he do and say what he will and will not accept? And he's never really did this to anybody. You know why? Because I might couldn't do it to Earl because I had no leverage. I was a man with no land. Yeah, I had a belt, but I had Keith's belt. I was wearing Keith's clothes. I was a man with no land. I couldn't draw, couldn't fill a fruit stand. So I had no leverage. Earl was the big fish. But in Crawford's case, I feel like I got leverage because who he gonna fight? So I can ask for anything I want. That's how business works. So for a very long time, Errol Spence Jr. had Crawford right where he wanted him at one point in time. And I believe that Crawford was even much more humble at that point because it's like, you know what, I understand the situation. But as long as you keep running out here, I'm the big fish. I'm a diva. What is he doing here? I'm on date night. I'll go fight Lil Mike. All of this little shit. And they're trying to make Crawford look bad. Now Crawford like, oh, hell no. Nah. Oh, hell, we're not going to play this game. Oh, that's how we playing? You big fish now? You want 80-20 me and all that? Okay, cool. Let's see you get this last belt, homeboy. You better hope that Shawn Porter accepts this fight and maybe beat Crawford. That's your best, easiest route, right? That's your easiest route. But if not, and who knows, maybe Bud may do the smart. They say, you know what? And I know people may go crazy over it, but maybe he might say, you know what? I got Earl where I want him. Why should I take a risk? I got him where I want him. That fight has to come to me. And if it doesn't, that's on him. And if it doesn't, I'll go to 54. If it doesn't, then, does he want to be great? Does he want to be undisputed? Or does he want to keep running around as a unified champion in one weight class? Maybe he plays it that way. Who knows? Will he be wrong if he did? Or that's how the boxing game is played. I'm just saying. So at the end of the day, bro, I feel where you're coming from, Lawrence. And you using the traditional way of saying that 3 belts to 1, bigger draw, bigger state, more momentum right now. It just makes sense, man. And I hear where you're coming from. But I just believe that things have changed through him hesitating and procrastinating and trying to diva up and make the other man look bad. And now you didn't put yourself in a situation where your leverage has been reduced. And if Bud Crawford walks across the street, here's a question. I always go to this. I always wonder how people will feel if this happened. What if Terence Crawford, and I'm just saying, what if, land of make-believe, what if Terence Crawford linked up with Floyd Mayweather? What if Terence Crawford linked up with the power behind the throne? Floyd got his own promotional company. Floyd has always said nothing but nice and flattering things about Terence Crawford. He even has him still rated #1 pound for pound. What if Crawford wakes up and say, yo, Floyd, you the man. You got Tank. You putting on pay-per-view fights. You making things happen. You got Owl on speed dial. I need to be over here with you, bruh. What we talking about? What happens then? What happens to the big fish then? Riddle me that. Yo, Mike says, yo, man, after he gets that third strap, you will find out who got the guts or not. Crawford do not want the real smoke. How he got leverage. This ain't 140. I think you're forgetting that new division. So what is he going to do then, Mike? Y'all always say that, and that sound good. Crawford don't got no leverage. Earl got all the belts. Earl can do this. And Earl. Then explain to me, what is he going to do if he doesn't accept the Crawford fight? I've been waiting on this answer for so long. Somebody, please, I would love to entertain it. Matter of fact, if anybody want to get on, just give me a hit. Just let me know. Put the word link out there. I would love someone to explain to me, what is Earl going to do? Y'all can talk that talk. Y'all can talk that talk. Oh, he ain't got no leverage, and Crawford better accept that. What if Crawford say, go screw yourself? I ain't accepting nothing. What are you going to fight, Keith Thurman? Is that what he's going to do? He's going to fight Jermell Charlo. That's what he's going to do. He's going to fight Jermell Charlo. He's going to fight Shawn Porter again. That's what he's going to do. He's going to run around with 3 belts fighting these dudes, getting tagged by sanctioning fees. That's what he's going to do. Somebody provide an answer for me. He's going to go up in 54 and fight a stablemate who's going to have all of the belts, right? Because there ain't going to be no one else to fight for a belt. What else is he going to do? Wait for Jermell Charlo to vacate the belts, man, to go after one of the belts at 54. Is that what he's going to do? How long is that going to take? That ain't undisputed. That ain't nothing. So what is he going to do? Can anyone provide the answer? Fred Robinson in that super chat. Much love, family, much love. You just said what I've been saying. What if Bud left Top Rank? Facts. What if he leaves Top Rank and links up with Floyd? I would love to see what all of this leverage that everyone's talking about, where's it going to go then? Because Floyd technically is the big fish of all big fish. He's the big fish of all big fish. And he got Owl on speed dial. Ain't nobody over there racking up no pay-per-views but Floyd's fighter. Floyd making it happen with Tank. They trying to take over the whole month of June. Y'all ain't even seen the whole play. They trying to take over the whole month. So what happens then? So that's all I'm asking, fam. That's all I'm asking. Hold on a minute. So we what happens then? So let's talk about realistically where we at. Like I said, realistically. Now, number one, Shawn Porter. It's all on Shawn Porter, what he will or will not accept. Shawn Porter feel like I got leverage, so I don't have to accept what you telling me because you got nobody to fight. Ha, 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 ha. Now, what are you going to do? And if you try to go around me, you're going to have to pay me step-aside money. Ha, 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 ha. That's Shawn Porter right now. If that doesn't work out, what's next, man? Virgil Ortiz. I don't think Virgil Ortiz is probable right now because Virgil Ortiz is still being developed in one way or another. And according to Oscar De La Hoya and Virgil Ortiz's handlers, they want Virgil Ortiz to have a championship fight by the end of the year. And his fastest route will be through the WBO to face Terence Crawford. But however, when that time comes, we just don't know where we're going to be at in boxing. But they are indicating that they're not ready to put Virgil Ortiz into a fight right now with Bud. And maybe towards the end of the year is what they're looking at. Could things change? Given that we know that Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya is supposedly buddy, sure, things can change. Do I think that Virgil has already just defeated somebody from Terence Crawford's stable and Maurice Hooker? Very probable. But I think with all of the talk and everything that they're saying about him, the writing on the wall says that they want to push him towards the end of the year or maybe sometime early next year before they step him up. So let's keep it pushing. Number 3, Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia don't want to have nothing to do with Bob Arum, and we understand. Number 4, Custio Clayton, the guy who I believe that has the absolute best opportunity to face Terence Crawford, given he has no political obstacles and he is not an expensive opponent. And this can be justified as a mandatory. When people say, well, why did he fought this guy? It's just mandatory. There's nothing he can do about it. The same reason that Errol Spence fought Carlos Ocampo. And we don't get Custio Clayton. There's been some talk. Salute to the fam. I wonder what happens at 154. I know a lot of y'all see the pictures. I say, yo, my man bulking up. He looking kind of strong out here. Might be going to 54. And some of the fam has hit me up and is like, yo, man, what happens if Crawford go to 54, maybe take the Tim Tszyu fight, the $10 million offer. But I find that hard to believe because the Tim Tszyu situation just seems like it replicates on the belts. And they are offering that to Jermell Charlo based upon the fact that he's going to have all of the belts. And it's like, yeah, that's going to be a huge, huge fight in Australia. Crawford fight would be too. You know what I'm saying? It'll bring a lot of spotlight down there. But those belts are what I believe that the $10 million offer came for. And I'm just not sure that they give that to Bud. I'm just not 100. I mean, the name, yeah, and it will give Tim Tszyu some notoriety, but he will gain a hell of a name if he was to actually get the job done, but he won't be a champion. And I think this is all about just trying to attract Jermell Charlo to Australia. So I have a hard time believing that, you know, they'll let Bud move up to 54 and give him that fight and have Tim Tszyu possibly get wrecked. Just get wrecked in a non-title fight, because I'm telling you, Bud gonna wreck that kid. Bud will wreck that kid, man. And I don't know what Bud gets from it outside of the bag of money that come along with it. I don't know about the notoriety. I don't know if this kicks a lot of momentum up. I don't know. So there's a lot of talk about 54. I don't think that he moves up to face no Jermell Charlo. I think that's totally out of bounds. So I mean, I think the move to 54 is not probable. I think the percentages of that are low, slim to none. You know what I'm saying? Slim to none. So I think that I think we right back where we always started, where I never left. And that is the fact that I believe that Custio Clayton is still in the lead with Shawn Porter in a distant second. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I believe we at right now. You know what I mean? Let me see. My main man, 100 grand in the building. What's up, Stormy? What's up with you, man? What's up, my brother? What's up, man? Riddle me this. AJ currently has all the belts, and tell me what leverage does he currently have over the heavyweight division? None. Damn, none. Because Tyson Fury, like, screw all those belts. Tyson Fury's even threatening to drop his belt at once upon a time. So he ain't tripping over belts. Tyson gonna come and get the fight no matter what. How many belts that AJ got? Don't matter. You better look. They never even played with Tyson in that fashion. They never even so much as even whispered the word 60-40, 70-30 when it came to Tyson. Didn't matter. Same situation. Stormy, you hit it right on the head, brother. Perfect. Couldn't have said it no better. That's the same thing. All them belts, but because they are warriors. And Earl is emotional. You know what I'm saying? Earl makes emotional decisions. He is an emotional person who likes to come out on date night and not have conversations. You know what I mean? That likes to suck on earlobes of his little brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like the kiss. He's an earlobe kisser. So when you are an emotional earlobe kisser, you know, you make these kind of decisions. You know, AJ ain't an emotional earlobe kisser, evidently. And Earl is an emotional earlobe kisser. That picture with him kissing on the earlobe is going to survive the test of time. You can believe that. So that's what happens when you don't kiss earlobes and get emotional. You actually come to your senses and realize that we are all warriors in this. And yes, that man deserved. He got himself to this point. That is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter I'm talking to that covered 3 weight classes, 2-time lineal champion. Why the hell am I not properly giving him his respect? Which I believe he will when the time comes. Which I believe he will. All he got to do is stay away from earlobes. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from the earlobes. I got my brother in the building, Robert Brown. What's up, family? What's up with you? What's going down? I hope Bud stopped chasing the Pacquiao fight now. It's been since 2014, and he should be done with it too. Is Porter going to step up now? I hope so, Robert. I'm with you. And let me just kind of chime in on that. I do want Terence Crawford to stop chasing Manny Pacquiao. I do want that. Let me get in front of y'all I will get in front of my head's crazy right now, but yeah, I do want him to stop chasing Manny Pacquiao. I mean, it's not a good look. Pacquiao is playing with you. You know, don't chase nobody, man. How about that? See, Bud Crawford feel like possibly he getting so much criticism on a constant basis, wall-to-wall criticism. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And he felt like sometimes he gotta probably do but bro, your fans, You know what I mean? Crawford Nation, we see all the games. You ain't got to chase nobody, bruh. We seen you for years run after this guy, that guy. We've seen you pop up at fights. We've seen you come to these guys' fights and try to get word. We've seen you bring your promoter to the argument. Bro, we've seen it all, man. You ain't got to chase nobody. You ain't got to chase nobody, bro. We know. We ain't believing the crap narratives out here. We know who you beat. We know you got multi-division champions, unified champions. We know that you did all of this stuff. We know that you've wrecked fighters, that you on a knockout streak, including champions spanning over multiple weight classes. We understand all of these things. You ain't got to chase no Manny Pacquiao. You ain't got to chase no Canelo. They got to chase you. You just chill, bruh. You got the last piece. Your legacy's boxes are checked. You got the last piece. We know with this game, the man is 34 years old. He's 34 years old. When he came up the welterweight, when was he, 30? They are waiting you out, brother. We know what this game about. They know your prime doors are closing. They know this. They waited you out. They playing possum on you, man. So guess what? You ain't got to sweat none of that, man. You let them keep on ducking you. And coming up with crap excuses. They can keep on doing the merry-go-round all they want. I'm dying to see what Errol Spence Jr. does. I'm dying to know if he faces Keith Thurman. I'm dying to know if he faces Jamil Charlo. I'm dying to know. Or here's another cover. And I want people to be on the lookout for this, because this is a very good possibility. And I haven't been talking about this as much. But one thing that we need to consider, and I want everyone to remember, that there's another issue that can be a potential obstacle between Crawford and Spence, and that is the IBF mandatory. That situation is still there too. Yes, unifications trump mandatories. But if Earl went and took a mandatory and says, well, I got to fight my mandatory and Akil Madukarov, nothing I could do about that. That's another stalling tactic. So that issue is out there as well. I'm just saying. Ron Nail says, yo, man, I bet you if Mayweather fought Crawford in Dubai, a lot of investors will pay up. I mean, probably so. You know what I'm saying? I just think that my thing is, what people also gets lost in this investor argument is that why in the hell is it this Pacquiao and Crawford fight? Why was it predicated on the fact that Pacquiao got to make $40 freaking million? No one wants to talk about that either. They just want to say, oh, well, they couldn't pay up. They couldn't make no money. But this man asked for $40 million. That's a 4 and a 0. That's a 4 and a 0 with millions behind. $40 million. You've never asked for $40 million from no one. You get into a situation with Bud, and now you need $40 million to make it happen. An astronomical amount of money. I got to now throw Manny Pacquiao in the same category as Keith Thurman, as Shawn Porter, as Errol Spence. I got to throw him in that same category as somebody who priced themselves all the way out. How the hell you ask for 20 for Keith and you asking for 40 for Bud? How the hell? And Manny Pacquiao gonna walk away from this kick clean? I think not. You gonna walk away from this clean after asking this brother for $40 freaking million, Manny? For real? Even so much people don't want to talk about it, but that's unfair. I get the reason that Bud was doing it, because it's a legend and it's Pacquiao and it's a fight he's been chasing for years. I get it. But why does Manny need $40 freaking million? Why is that realistic? Is that sensible to boxing fans to see Manny Pacquiao go to Crawford, who they claim couldn't draw, who they claim wasn't this, who they claim doesn't have a fan base, who they claim no one knows, but he got to ask for $40 freaking million? They claim he's not that good. They claim he's fought nobody. They claim he ain't this, he ain't that, but this man needs $40 million. This legend needs $40 million to get in the ring with him. And that's not on its own merits alone. That's nothing to consider. Seriously. Let me see here. My main man, Mike. What's up, Mike? What you talking about, Mike? Mike in that super chat. Salute to my brother Mike Rhyme out there, man. All day. And thank you for your support, fam. Much love to you. You heard what Earl said. After he get the third strap, Crawford said he might not take 50-50. What do he want to tell me? Now, Crawford saying that he don't want 50-50. And I've even heard him go as far as say, yo, I don't even want the fight. I ain't talking about that fight no more. But that's just negotiations, bro. You know how it goes. Not to seem thirsty. Not to seem like I'm running out. See, Earl felt like he could boss up on Bud and 80-20 show off in front of his little girlfriend and all that, be on date night. He felt like he ain't got to speak to Bud and all of this stuff because he felt like Bud is thirsty. And he ain't going to have no choice. And he don't have to beg me for a fight. See, Earl is an emotional guy. He is sitting around with his arms folded up and his lip poked out saying, what is he doing here? And he's so emotional where it's like, you know, he's just an emotional type dude. So he's just like, look, man, I'm not going to keep giving you what you want, man. You let me know when you ready. You know what I'm saying? You let me know when you get out of your little feelings and get out of your little emotions. What is he doing here? Kissing earlobes. You wait. I'll wait till you get up out of that and come around to some senses, to your senses, and then we can talk. That's what Bud is telling when he says he don't want no 50-50 and no talk. I got Errol Spence running around for well over a year. Talking about he gonna 60-40 me, trying to lure boy me. And y'all want me to keep continually chasing after this dude? What the hell do y'all want, boxing fans? I went to his fight twice. I met up with the man with my promoter. What more do you want me to do? Go to the ranch and get on a horse and meet him on a horse? Like, what do y'all want him to do? Send Earl a dozen of chickens or something and maybe as a present and maybe that will make him happy? What do you want the man to do? So when he says, well, I'm done talking about that. And I don't want to have anything to say about that. And I'm not chasing that fight no more. Now that he's not appearing thirsty, now that he's not hunting down Earl, now he's not popping up at the fights. Now he don't got nothing to say about it. And everybody wonder why. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? You wonder why the man ain't got nothing else to do with him for right now. Because clearly he got some, he need to get his shit together. He going after Ugas. He got a IBF mandatory to work out. He talking greasy in the public to me. He's asking people, what is he doing here? He's got security at the doors, at the end of the aisles, making sure that Terence Crawford doesn't walk down. He got security preventing Terence Crawford, as he's giving an interview ringside, preventing Terence Crawford from coming too close to him. And y'all wonder why he stopped chasing this man. I told y'all the only thing left for him to do is what Muhammad Ali did to Sonny Liston. And that's pull up to his house in the middle of the night in a big ass bus with lights and sirens flashing on the megaphone, yelling and screaming at 4 o'clock in the morning through his window. That's the only thing left to do. That's the only thing left to do. So when y'all ask and y'all sit around and wonder, well, why does he act like he don't want this fight? Because he act like he wanted it for 3 years, for years. He's been acting like he's been chasing these dudes. So I don't know what more do y'all want from this man. I just truly don't understand. You know, I truly don't understand. Let me see what y'all talking about. I'm gonna go up some. Ron Nail says, yo, man, Crawford will be more motivated to fight Errol Spence if Crawford was stripped of his WBO belt more. No, I think that'll be the worst case scenario, bro. Then Undisputed is off the table. See, you can't reverse the fight. You can't go backwards in time. All right, we're going forward and adding more and more momentum. You take away that WBO belt out of this equation, it can make possibly this whole equation fall apart. Yeah, I know we still may want to see the fight, but Undisputed just adds that extra aura of special to it. You know what I'm saying? I said the second that Undisputed came into play, it kicked the fight up to the next level. When I thought the fight couldn't get no bigger, well, it got kicked up another notch when Undisputed came into play. So if you remove that WBO, bro, it would hurt me to my heart to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm now predicating this fight that I really, really want to see Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. All right, let me go back to my man. Salute to Fred Robinson in the super chat. Much love to your family. Thank you for your support. Much love. You're falling for the underlay. That fight was never on the table. ESPN ain't turning that down. 80-20 was Cap and trolling. Yeah, 80-20 was just trolling the Cap. I agree. But he felt empowered to say that in front of his girlie. You know what I'm saying? To put that out there in general and see this is how you looking at that man. Don't make me do that. Like you feel like you can do it. Okay, cool. Yeah, it could have been trolling and it could have been, but you know how public perception is. And for Bud Crawford to probably hear that and hear how fans are digesting that, it might make him feel like, okay, that's it for me, man. Enough is enough. I've took too much abuse from this dude. I ain't do nothing but be honest with him and try to be upfront with him. I just try to bring my promoter and holler at him. And he don't want to talk. He seen the play and ran after Lil Mike. He seen the play on what we was trying to do. We can get 2 fights in right now, turn boxing upside down. This is before Undisputed came into play, where Earl did have more leverage. And he had a Mikey fight in his future, so he could have negotiated against that fight and said, well, look, bro, you're going to have to top what they giving me. Because if you don't want to give me something now, look, I can get this over here for Mikey. You know? But he didn't even bother. He just walked off like, screw it, call me. Tell him to call me. My phone ain't ringing or something he said. I'm my own promoter. Bro, you ain't your own promoter. None of y'all are. So, just a bunch of smoke and mirrors, man. Ain't nobody over there, no goddamn promoters. They are co-promoters. They get a little imprint, sure. But Tom Brown is putting up that money. Floyd is putting up that money. Man, anyway. It's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors, bro. And that's my whole point. And this is why Crawford don't have to be thirsty no more. Because of games like that. All he got to do is worry about him and keeping that title around his waist. Because that is his, he got Errol Spence Jr.'s whole entire legacy. I'm going to say that one more again because I don't think y'all heard me for the ones in the back. He got Errol Spence Jr.'s whole entire legacy around his waist with that WBO title. Y'all not hearing me, man. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. I got Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. What's up with you, man? Tell me where I'm going wrong, fam. Tell me where I'm going wrong. Meanwhile, he never got tired of chasing Pacquiao. Who has? Are we really gonna have this chase argument, bro? Are we really gonna have this chase argument about a fighter chasing somebody? Because I recall Errol Spence Jr. Escorting Manny Pacquiao into the damn ring. Like he met Manny Pacquiao at the ropes and grabbed him by the small of his back. Grabbed him by the small of his back and just escorted him into the ring, and Manny didn't want to be there. Last I checked, everybody was chasing Manny because Manny is Manny. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially when I got my promoter telling me in my face that, yo, bro, I stopped that fight. Oh, you stopped that fight? Yeah, I stopped that fight. Sorry, man, I couldn't do that back in the day. Oh, you stopped? Okay, I got you. I got you. You gonna give me that fight or I'm gonna get your ass. It's as simple as that. I like how Crawford be moving, bro. I like how Crawford be moving. See, them PBC dudes, they so company men over there. They don't know how to move in this fashion. They got to do what they're told. Look at Jamal Charlo. So sad. It's so sad. They got to do what they're told. But I got my main man, Terence Crawford, saying, okay, Bob, you playing games? We all going to play games. $1 million penalty on your ass. You better get me that Pacquiao fight, or guess what? I get to walk out the door with your WBO title. What you going to do? See, that's how you play the game, knockout. So chasing Pacquiao, ain't nothing wrong with that. Last I checked, Earl chased Pacquiao and he ran to Canelo's fight with the Canelo t-shirt on and the Canelo headband on, saying, Canelo, I'm over here. Do you see me over here, Canelo? I'm right here. You in my state of Texas. Can you at least talk to me? Canelo said, man, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm in Texas, but I ain't got nothing to say to you. This is my state, not yours. Earl went running. You seen the dust at his feet when he ran up to the Canelo's fight. Canelo, can we talk, Canelo? I got something to say. Who is that? I hear someone. Who is that? That's Earl. Oh, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing at my fight? Why are you here? It would have been funny if Canelo would have said, what is he doing here? So let's not talk about the chase game. Because all my man Crawford ever wanted to do was get what he was owed. As for Errol Spence Jr., well, he invoked Manny Pacquiao as a stall tactic, as something else to do to make another check to stall Crawford. But in Crawford's case, it was something that was owed to him for years. because it was taken away from him by his shiesty ass promoter. I like how Shawty be moving, Shawty. I like how he be moving. You know what I'm saying? But salute to my brother Knockout Boxing 86 TV, man. And y'all check out the brother, man. Cool dude right there, man. Cool dude. Salute to you, fam. Hands of Stone says, yo, man, same writer. Says Earl versus Pac-Man is in advanced negotiations, but Bud versus Pac-Man is dead. Yeah, I seen that, Hands of Stone, and that ain't make no sense to me either, man. Look, man, and that's why I'm glad you said that, Hands of Stone, because I want to go back and say one more again. Things can always change. Ain't nothing official. Today's boxing climate is just shaky. You know what I mean? Everything is being predicated about money in the Middle East. I mean, look at the Joshua and Fury situation. Look at that. They sitting back waiting supposedly for money to be dumped into an escrow account. The site fee that they're looking for from the Middle East, they're waiting for the Saudi government to okay or release the money or for the investors to dump it into an escrow account, and ain't no money there. All of this mystery money that's supposed to come from the Middle East. So if I'm seeing that the money is having a problem with coming with Pacquiao and Crawford, if it was ever even somewhat real, which I have a problem, but y'all already know I don't believe it. But if it was, where is it? And in that case, if it wasn't real in this case, how am I supposed to believe it's real in Joshua Fury's case with Deontay Wilder's arbitration playing out in the background? I just don't know, bro. So today we just don't know what to believe, y'all. We just don't know what to believe. And all of my breaking news people, I caution y'all to just pump brakes for a minute and let this shit play out. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Or else you're going to be correcting the record constantly. Let me see. Ron Nail says, yo, man, Earl should ignore Pacquiao and focus on Ugas to get all the belts. Don't matter how much Pacquiao offer or more money he will ever make. Look what happened to Thurman, and he was about the money. Yeah, they all should ignore Pacquiao. Let Pacquiao go do what he originally planned to do, and that was face Conor McGregor. This all started when Manny Pacquiao linked up with Paradigm to go and face Conor McGregor. Paradigm, yeah, they from the Middle East, yeah. But that wasn't Pacquiao's whole intention from going there was to face Conor McGregor. The same way his whole intentions for going to PBC was to fight Floyd. And when they couldn't give him Floyd, they gave him option A, option B, option C. Floyd played Pacquiao's ass. Oh, y'all don't want to keep it real. Philippines, y'all ain't going to like this part. Y'all ain't going to like this part. Floyd played Pacquiao like a fiddle. See, he not only beat Pacquiao and made the most money and has the biggest pay-per-view in history with Pacquiao, but he also employed Pacquiao. You look at those Pacquiao fights and see who's been promoting them when he was over PBC. It was Floyd. It was Floyd. Pacquiao was just running to the highest bidder. It was Floyd. So at the end of the day, bro, Pacquiao just been looking real bad. I mean, you let Floyd beat you, and then you now working for Floyd. Your checks say Mayweather Promotions on them. What the hell is that about? You went over there to fight Floyd and end up working for Floyd. Oh, I'm going to say that one more time. You end up going over there to fight Floyd and end up working for Floyd. Talk about bamboozled. Talk about bamboozled, Senator. Yeah, you made good money. And you beat Keith Thurman. Salute to you. But dang, your whole intentions was to go over there and get Floyd, if I recall. Floyd just was like, okay, come on over here, sign with us, and we'll make it happen, you know? Just it never came to fruition. And you end up working for the man. You became employee of the month. You got a 401k in Mayweather Promotions. You know what I'm saying? You got a 401k in Mayweather Promotions, Senator Pacquiao. You ran from Bob to work for Mayweather. You ran from Bob to work for Mayweather. Thirsty. And that's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. They keep using TGB as the promoter, the same outfit as the old Goose and Tudor Promotions who had Andre Ward jammed up. That's major facts. They bought the whole stable. Remember? Tom Brown gave his whole stable over to PBC. You know what I'm saying? And he's became their main guy. So that's all it is. He promotes those dudes. They get a small percentage because of their little imprints. But it ain't like they promoting themselves. Call me, I'm my own promoter. That shit don't know. It's Tom Brown and whoever else. They used to use Lou DiBella a lot too, right? Mayweather, amongst the other little dudes they got, little promoters they got over there. All Al Heyman shells. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Al Heyman shells. I'm gonna go down some. Mike says, yo, man. Let me go to Knockout. Knockout says, yo, man, first ever man to be two-time undisputed in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era. Does Bud not have his own legacy to worry about? Well, Knockout, I remember you said that before, bro. And I'm going to say it again, man. It's not that big a deal. That's just not that big a deal, bro. Like, that's not nothing that's cool. And like I said, that'd be great. It'll be something, another feather to add to the cap. And it's a monumental achievement, you know what I mean? But it's not nothing that's sought out. It's like once you kind of do it once with all of the politics and the politricks, once you kind of do it once and you reach it one time, it's like especially in the 4-belt era where guys previously had to do it with 3 belts, like in the 4-belt era, for you to do it twice, that'd be cool. That'd be great. And yes, we will speak on it. It's just not nothing that's craved or sought out like that. You know what I'm saying? And if he chooses not to go for something like that, if that wasn't the here-all be-all for him, I wouldn't be mad at him. Like, to be undisputed twice, that's cool. That's great. But to be undisputed once is great alone. You feel me? So that's just not nothing that's you compromise yourself. I don't think you compromise yourself for it. And not when I've already done it. Now, the other guy who has never done it, who has never been there, he don't know what that red air smell like. He ain't never been on this mountaintop and smelt the red air. He ain't stood up here with me, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, and Bernard Hopkins. And one more, Jermaine Taylor. He didn't stand up up here with us. I'm already up here. I got a statue up here. I got a flag up here. I got a crib up here. I got a car up here. I've been hanging up here for a long time. It's just been us. So he needs to join this company first. You know what I mean? So I feel where you're coming from, though. And it's something to strive for, but it's just not that important. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. But it's an easy criticism and easy answer. Just fight some damn body. That's the only story that's easy to fix. That's the only thing that they talking about. Look, man, I understand, you know, especially Spence Nation. I understand what y'all saying. Fight somebody. It's like the Canelo Triple G argument, right? Fight somebody. But you got to have willing participants. The difference between the Triple G situation and Crawford is that Triple G have willing participants. You got Andre wanting to fight. You got Charlo wanting to fight. You got many people who would love to take a Triple G fight. Well, it ain't like that with Terence. Terence, they don't want to fight. They can't cross the street. They don't have permission slips, but they're their own bosses. I got Jamal Charlo fighting a guy with 4 losses and 2 draws on a voluntary, but he's his own boss. Can't get $7 million. Can't walk over there. Can't call Eddie Hearn. Can't do nothing, but he's his own boss. It's the same way with Earl. Y'all don't want to believe it. It ain't no different. He's taking orders just like Jamal got to take orders. Just like Jamel got to take orders. Just like they all do. And he can't cross the street right now. That's just the facts of the matter. He can't come across the street right now because the suits over there have other plans for him, right? Don't cheat yourself, brother. Don't cheat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Earl ain't spoke the Pacquiao name since he lost the Super WBA belt, and Canelo said his name first. That doesn't, bro. I don't know if Canelo said his name first. It just all depends on when you read the article or seen the interview or whatever the case may be. But I don't recall Canelo Alvarez calling out Errol Spence Jr., bro. Like, just because you hear your name spoken don't mean you got to run. I mean, with the dumb quickness. You got to run with the dumb quickness, get in anything smoking to get to the fight ASAP to make sure that Canelo see your face. That ain't mean you got to act that way. He could have said, well, he's saying my name. Why he's saying mine? He could have put himself in the dominant position, said, why he clout chasing me? But instead, he became the employee and started clout chasing him. You see what I'm saying? You see, when that shit came towards Crawford, y'all don't remember. They were trying to gin up Canelo and Crawford. Man, Crawford ain't paid 2 seconds of attention. You're like, I ain't thinking about that, man. That ain't real talk. But Earl, on the other hand, well, he partook. Not only did he partake, but he made everybody get up in the middle of the night, get dressed, put some clothes on, get in the car, and make sure that they waited out front to be the first ones in line to get into that fight. Come on, man. We about to shut this down soon, fam. Come Come on, y'all. Come on. Let me see. Low blow, what's up with you, fam? He say, yo, man, Spence can't even lock down the Ugas fight on his own side. Yeah, we waiting on news on that. And we definitely waiting on news on that. I see what they're saying. I see what Ugas is saying. I see what Earl is saying. I ain't trying to put no cart before no horses. I'll just sit back and wait for the news to break on its own. But we wait. We wait on the Fox schedule in general. We waiting on the whole Fox schedule in general. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you too, homie. We on different sides of the Spence Crawford thing, but you always solid and always cooking. It's just the wrong meal. I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. You know, man, look, man, ain't no nothing like that, bro. I want you to come here and stand up for your guy. You know what I'm saying? I want you here, knockout, talking about, yo, bro, yo, Earl is this and Earl is just like Mike do. Mike don't let a second pass. Mike don't let a Terence Crawford video pass his ass without him coming on here and telling me what he feel. You feel me? And I love that. I need that. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that y'all do that, man. And everyone that supports your guy in front of Main Man. When we go Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, you better be here supporting Tyson Fury. When we talk about AJ Wilder, you better be here supporting AJ. When I talk about Gary Russell Jr., and you like Gervonta Tank Davis, you better be here supporting Gervonta Tank Davis. Or else I'm gonna call that shit out. I promise you I will. Bro, didn't just last week you were here saying XYZ? You know what I'm saying? And it's all love. And it's all good. And I've checked your channel out too, Knockout. You have a great channel, bro. And you are a very informative channel yourself, man. You keep on rocking. You know what I'm saying? All day. You know what I mean? Real spill. Earl is only going down one lane street right now. Undisputed. No detours. All right, Mike. I hear you. You say no detours, but he ran after Pacquiao. You say no detours, but he ran after Canelo. But I'm just saying, I hear you. And you say no detours, but I got an IBF mandatory sitting right there possibly. So I hear you. I hear you. I'm hoping you right. I'm hoping you right. You know what I'm saying? So let me make sure before we get out of here that I did that we covered everywhere that we wanted to go. I just want everybody to know, leaving this situation, that if Manny Pacquiao and the way things are looking, it ain't gonna happen. Look, man, y'all got to understand that this was never really, I believe, a reality situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anyone who hyped themselves up, I tried to keep y'all down to the ground on this and not go too high. That's why I never did videos like, yes, Pacquiao and Crawford. I never did that because I never believed it. Never believed it. And I believe that Custio Clayton and Shawn Porter it's going to be one of them. I could be wrong. And I will be here to say, well, guess I was wrong. But from what I'm seeing, it's going to be between Shawn Porter and Custio Clayton. I'm hoping, pulling for Shawn Porter. But if he want to diva up, if he want to sit there and play Magic Mando games, fine. Go to Custio Clayton and I'll be perfectly fine with that fight. And I'm going to sit here on this platform and I'm going to break that fight down and sell that fight. And we're going to protect Bud on that because he tried to do everything within his power to make these fights happen. That's right. All day. And I want everyone to know something too. Because I know a lot of y'all who, especially because we've been signing up a lot of folks lately. So I want people to understand something. Because y'all have asked me this in the past. Like, yo, Main Man, like, why you so down for Bud? You know what I'm saying? Usually you give everybody smoke and you own this, that, and the third. But when it comes to Crawford, I want y'all to remember something. And the videos, check my archives because they don't lie. I've been here since 2015. What I mean, like, supporting Terence Crawford. So anyone who thinks that this is some anti-Spence thing, anybody who thinks this is some bandwagon thing, I have videos. My very first video that I've ever done on Terence Bud Crawford was in 2015. And I was amazed. Listen to the video. I may even leave a link in this description box on the very first video that I've ever did on Terence Crawford. And I was blown away. I was blown away. What fight was that? Was that Burns or was it Gamboa? I think it was Gamboa. It was either Gamboa or Postal, I think. It was one of them. And yeah, bro, I was blown away. If you listen to that video, and I'll leave a link, you'll see in the video, I was just like, damn, bro, who the hell is this kid? This kid is amazing. He's a switch hitter. He got this skill. He got that skill. I mean, I was amazed. And I've been here ever since, and I never wavered. Not one video. Not one. I never one time say, oh, man, Bud Nader. No. I've told that story because I've been riding with him since 2015. Just like Gary Russell Jr. Same thing. So when anyone come here and they say, yo, man, why have you always, because I've always been here. That's the difference between me and most. It's not an anti-fan base thing. It's this is my man. You see, this is the guy I've been rocking with on the channel for years. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Much love to you all, man. Bruce Goes, what's up, Bruce? There you go. Peace to you, family. Peace to you, man. I like to see all of the fam just slide on through. When I see y'all, man, yo, man, that turns me up, man. It really do, man. Salute to my brother, Bruce Goes, and salute the last of a dying breed, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up with you, fam? What's up with you, man? Yes, sir, man. So I'm going to get on up out of here. Let me make sure I ain't miss nobody. Southpaw Killer, what's up, fam? What's up with you? You say, yo, man, oh, y'all going back and forth with Mike? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, y'all have fun with Mike, man. Y'all have fun with Mike, man. You know, say y'all have fun with Mike, man. And make sure we good. Mike says, yo, at the fight, he could have came to the press conference instead of sneaking out the side door. He knows what Earl would have told him. He know Earl ain't no joke. Mike, come on, man. You don't want to give. How the hell you got Errol Spence at the fight saying, what is he doing here? I mean, on 2 occasions, you know Crawford went to those fights to talk to Earl. You know that. And you and then you got the nerve to say he's sneaking out the side door and all, and he could have came to the why go to the press conference if I got security at the fight telling me I can't go near this man? Like he Michael Jackson or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got security. Somehow, no, you got to stand 20 feet away. You want him to come to the press conference and get embarrassed in the press conference when they won't even let him nowhere near him at the fight. And then the man in his own post-fight press conference says, what has he doing here? What is he doing here? What the hell do y'all want this man to do? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all want this man to do? Look, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave y'all with these words. The only thing I want is this fight to happen. Everything in the meantime, between time, is passing time. You know what I mean? Let these two men get their next set of fights out the way so they can see each other. That's all we hoping. I don't care what names you throw in the meantime, between time. Pacquiao, whatever, Porter, whoever, Custio Clayton, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just at a point now where we've been talking about this shit so long, bro. I'm just sick of every name. You know what I mean? Just do something. All of y'all, just do something. But give us our undisputed fight. That's all I ask for as a boxing fan, all right? Give us this undisputed fight. Let these two dudes go out and make history together. Man, I would look, man, I wish we had some real live, like straight up sharp business-minded fighters, right? I wish they were like, you know what? Fuck these promoters, bro. I wish they would call each other up on the late night and be like, look, man, let's try to make this happen without all of these suits. Let's do it together. Man, I just wish that they do what Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier did. You know what I mean? Link it up behind the scenes and putting pressure on their people to make things happen because they the bosses. Why we can't get right to that? Why we can't get to that spirit? Why it got to be one guy to boss up, take orders from his suits, and the other ones on the other side can't make nothing happen because his suit won't do? Why are we in that situation when these fighters' names are so popular? Why? Why can't these two men just call each other up and say, you do your part and I do mine? I'll make sure to get Owl on board. You get Bob on board or you leave his ass. Why they can't do that? You know what I'm saying? Am I so wrong for wanting something like that, y'all? Dillian in the building. Peace out to your family. Peace out to everybody. We about to wrap this up, fam. We about to wrap this up. Now, only thing I want to tell everybody is y'all be good out there. I see y'all on the next episode of We Talking Boxing. And I am hoping and praying and wishing that Errol Spence Jr. never, ever kiss on an earlobe. I mean, never, ever come out here to the public on social media, on no platforms. I hope he never kisses on another earlobe again. Because the next time you do that, bruh, boxing fans, we flushing them down the toilet all day. Thumbs up for me. Salute to everybody in Mainman Mademan's boxing forum. This was a lot of fun, man. You know, we always have fun with these, man. A lot of fun as always. Yo, y'all go out there and enjoy y'all Saturday, man. I got the sun blazing through my blinds. Like, why are you still in the house, cuz? Why are you still in the house? You better get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go out and enjoy your weekends. Enjoy the nice fights. I believe there's a few fights on tonight. So y'all enjoy tonight's fights, the whole 9. I will be back here tomorrow for We Talking Boxing Live. The show is already ready to go. I do want to see what happens with tonight's fights. And then that'll kind of just like we have a complete show. But outside of that, the show is ready to go. And I will be back here tomorrow to see you all. Y'all stay blessed, stay stressed and sucker free. And remember that the devil is everywhere, omnipresent, everywhere at the same time. He want to ruin your life, your job, your relationships, everything that you've built, your positivity, your energy. He wanted to take it all. Don't let that happen because y'all all champions all day. To the next video, man. Much love. Peace out.